Kababayan. Today I'd like to introduce you to, I would call her our Queenstagram, Kat Reyes. Hello and welcome to Kababayan today.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking today about Instagramming, and Kat here has a lot of tips for us, the do's and don'ts of Instagramming, how we enjoy it. You know, some people just use it for socials, but you're saying that it can go beyond that.
It can.
And that's basically what happened to you.
Yeah.
Tell us your Instagram story.
Well, I started Instagramming last year in the summer of 2012.
Yeah.
So I've been on Instagram for a little over a year, but the reason why I started was because I wanted to hold myself accountable for the food I ate and my journey in health.
Okay. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't have an Instagram account, although I know my mom does.
Oh.
I'm not sure how often she uses it. Is it really something that's, I mean, how much time does one need to devote on that?
How much time? Well, it depends on how I guess successful you, or how strong your branding, how strong you want your branding to be.
Right.
If you're using it for a personal use, then it's quick. It's like, here's my coffee, or
right. Okay.
But if you want to send a certain message, then you would have to pay attention to, you know, all the little details in the picture.
What are the metrics of success? What would you say is a successful Instagram account?
The one main way to keep your account successful is to keep the lines of communication open. I see social media as a two-way street, and Instagram is, you know, one of the streets.
Right.
If you engage your clients, if you engage your followers, then you're more likely to gain more followers and more likes.
How is Instagram different from Facebook, which we talked about with Crystal before, also with Twitter? How different is it?
I would say Instagram uses primarily photos, and Twitter, you know, you're limited to, I think, 140 characters. And Facebook is just the hybrid of everything. So Instagram is very specific in pictures, and I think a lot of people prefer that.
And when you started, you just wanted to hold yourself accountable, so maybe just put yourself out there to friends and family, I guess, who were following you, just to make sure that you were eating healthy and all that.
Right. For myself, primarily.
So you really engaged them. That was the beginning, right?
Yes.
And it just grew.
It did.
What doors has Instagram opened for you?
Well, I've been just sharing my recipes. I mean, I love paleo food, and that's the #1 thing that I love that's come out of being on Instagram is that I'm able to share my favorite paleo foods. And then I've been, you know, interviewed by a magazine before, and now I'm totally interested in throwing paleo food pop-ups. And I've actually just came from my second one from San Francisco.
Wow.
And I have another one in August, so I'm really excited about that. So
a lot of opportunities. So it's now not just strictly a hobby for you, but it's something that you can, you know, maybe work on.
Yes, I actually plan to, well, this is just
a plan.
A dream, but we're working on it. I have my team behind me helping me through every step, but we actually want to maybe open up our own restaurant one day.
Wow, from Instagram. Okay, here's how you can effectively use Instagram as well. Maybe my mom's listening. Do's and don'ts from Kat Reyes. I'm branding her as our Queenstagram. Okay, the first tip that you said here is ask questions through your Instagram posts. How does that help? It encourages interaction?
Right, it does. So instead of just always, you know, putting out pictures or giving out advice, ask your followers, hey, so what do you think about this? Or ask them for advice. Like I said earlier, it opens up that two-way street for communication, and that's key to keeping your followers engaged.
And I would probably suggest, even though I don't have an Instagram account, when you ask, because I do this on Twitter as well, when you ask a question, people respond, reply back to them.
Right, which leads to my next point. Is to
reply back to questions.
Reply back and say your thank yous when you're given a compliment.
Right, exactly. Doing this makes your account more engaging, it lets your followers know that there is a real human being behind it.
And that's important because you don't want to seem like, you know, just an Instagram machine.
Right, because there are people that do that. There are companies that actually maintain Instagram accounts for other people. Right. Okay. The third one, stay positive, informative, and uplifting.
Right, especially when it comes to the fitness and food community. We're here to inspire, and people follow you because they're inspired by you. So keep on the positivity.
So no ranting.
No.
No fighting with anyone.
Nobody. Always, never.
Right. Okay. Number 4, when it comes to photos, don't be afraid to enhance with an app.
Right, and I love this part because I use one of my favorites called Camera Plus. But all I do is just brighten up the picture, and I do this because I believe in the saying, you eat with your eyes first. So I think it's so important, especially with Instagram. All you do is scroll, 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 and when you come to a really nice picture, you'll like it.
And it stands out from the list, right?
Exactly.
Okay, very quickly, last 30 seconds on the show. Be mindful about when to post. Very important.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because if you post, let's say, at 6 in the morning, no one's going to like it. Everyone's going to be asleep still.
Except for me.
No, yeah, except for us.
So usually 10 to 12, 12 to...
I would say sometime like after school or during your lunch hour. Because everyone's, checking their phone, checking their text messages.
What about people who constantly post, like every hour? We don't want that either.
No, because then you would be flooding people's feeds.
Yeah. All
You don't
right.
want
Well,
that.
where can we get more information about you? Where can we follow you for people who have Instagram accounts?
I have a website, and it's thecavery.com.
Okay.
And I also have a Facebook page and a Twitter, and of course my Instagram, and it's @thecavery.
Thank you so much, Kat, for sharing that information. A lot of tips with us today. More power to you. Thank you for joining us today on the show. Everything will be on our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. This has been Janelle Sawyer, Kababayan in Los Angeles. I'll see you again tomorrow.